This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Super Tuesday. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. Voters here in Maine and in more than a dozen other states across the country are heading to the polls to make their voices heard in the presidential primary election.
Our Matthew Jurancic is standing by at the Cross Insurance Center, where the polls remain open and busy. Matthew.
We're having a bit of a technical difficulty there reaching Matthew. In the meantime, the rise of artificial intelligence and deep fake technology has many state and federal election officials concerned about the spread of disinformation and misinformation. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with Maine's top election official about the problem and takes a deeper look at that technology.
Voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again. Your vote makes a difference in November, not this Tuesday.
That's the message that some Democratic voters in New Hampshire received shortly before their presidential primary was held. It sounds like Joe Biden, but it's really a deep fake voice created by artificial intelligence. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows says this is not only wrong, it's illegal.
The New Hampshire incident where they manipulated and imitated President Biden's voice to do a robocall, telling voters not to vote, specifically saying don't waste your vote in the primary, wait for November, was an example of the malicious and illegal use of artificial intelligence to try to stop voters from participating in our democracy.
The technology is available to everyone. All you need is a few short audio clips of someone's voice.
It's simple enough to sound like anyone, including the wonderful Susan Farley.
Or perhaps you prefer the voice of Peter Dubois.
And while it hasn't yet been used in Maine's elections, Secretary Bellows says she's already having conversations with the Attorney General.
As we look at the potential for malicious artificial intelligence here in the state of Maine, I think the lessons from New Hampshire are strong collaboration between election officials, law enforcement, and authorities at every level, local, state, and federal, to take fast action.
Secretary Bellows adds that while there's always ways to abuse new technologies, they shouldn't be completely written off for positive uses.
From a big picture perspective, it's important to recognize that artificial intelligence and chatbots are a form of technology just like every other form of technology. There's the power for good or the power for evil, right?
So remember, just because you see something on the internet or get a phone call, verify from a trusted source that the voice you're hearing is actually the person talking, because what you hear them say
Corey Bouchard is the best and most professional reporter I've ever worked with.
Might not actually be true. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
House Democrats rallied in the Hall of Flags today to begin their push for a suite of gun safety and mental health bills submitted in response to the mass shooting in Lewiston. Several of the bills will be receiving public hearings this week, including the ban for bump stocks and other rapid-fire devices, instituting a 72-hour waiting period for all gun purchases, and expanding background checks to include advertised public sales.
Ultimately, this debate isn't a choice between reducing violence and protecting the Second Amendment rights of Mainers. It's about the willingness of a responsible majority to do both.
Gun safety advocates say the proposals are good but don't go far enough, and they vow to lobby lawmakers for an assault weapons and high-capacity magazine ban in the next legislative session.
Well, hundreds of people gathered at the State House today to voice their support and opposition for a bill looking to expand abortion and transgender care in the state. Part of what the bill would do is protect doctors and caregivers in Maine from being prosecuted for providing abortion and transgender care to patients who travel to Maine from states that ban those procedures. Republicans say that the bill supports what they call transgender trafficking.
LD 227 eliminates parental rights in all 50 states. It exacerbates sex trafficking, which we have worked hard to stop in the state of Maine. It allows state-sanctioned kidnapping and creates Maine as a sanctuary state for all abortion services and for all sex change treatments for minor children.
Well, supporters of the bill pushed back and called the Republicans' message incorrect and an attempt to spread disinformation.
It would protect Maine providers and Maine clinicians against attacks from out-of-state extremists who want to come into our state and dictate how we provide medical care. And so what this is really about is making sure that out-of-state extremists aren't prosecuting our clinicians or telling us how to provide medical care in our state.
Well, the bill will now have at least one work session in committee before making its way for a full vote of the legislature.
And as people continue to make their ways to the polls today, right now, they have a little bit of rain to contend with out there.
Yes, they do. We certainly saw it coming, but never what you want to see when you have to potentially stand in line. Hopefully there's not much of that going on at this point in the day. Let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter, and get ready. Rain, of course, it has been in our area, and it's going to be continuing into those overnight hours. When is it finally going to stop raining? Well, the next several days, we are going to get a good amount of rain, well over an inch. Yeah, we're talking over an inch of rain. Get ready for that. Visibility-wise, though, we are pretty low here in town. Right down by Rockland area, we are looking at some minimal visibilities, down to even a mile in some spots. Augusta down to 5. Bar Harbor, Millinocket area, and Greenville are still at around 10. But get ready, those will continue to go down. Now, high temperatures, though, above average once again. We did see some lower 40s all over the area. Greenville, though, a little pocket of some cooler air. They were in the 30s. They do still have that thicker snowpack on the ground for now, so they were a bit cooler. Now, we do have some gale watches that have been posted around 1 p.m. on Friday all over the coast. If you are off the coast, please be careful. Hour-by-hour forecast does show rain in the area. Temperatures back in those upper 30s. Beth and Peter?
Alrighty, thank you, Conrad. And stay tuned, everyone. We have a special guest, Mark Brewer, the UMaine Political Science Chair, will be joining us live after the break.
Stay with us.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
When you need tires, no matter the size, Bangor Tire will service your ride and get you back on the road quick and safely. Master mechanics in the consumer division will repair your brakes, exhaust, front end alignments, and much more. Truckers, take exit 180 from I-95 for your new tires or flat repair with minimal wait time. Always free shuttle and delivery of your car in the greater Bangor area. Take Littlefield Avenue to 514 Colebrook Road, Herman, right beside Dysart. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Maine Collision Center, and Old Town Redemption Center want to send you to see the professional bull riders performing March 8th through 10th at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor. Register to win 2 tickets by stopping by Maine Collision Center in Bangor. For all your collision repair, we straighten out your life. Or Old Town Redemption Center, offering a 10% bonus on returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. Professional bull riders, an exciting show for the entire family.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by the University of Maine's Political Science Chair, Mark Brewer. Mark, thank you for being with us on this Super Tuesday.
Great, thanks for having me.
And speaking of Super Tuesday, this is a pivotal day for the presidential race. So talk about why it's so pivotal, because all of the states that are participating in their primary voting today.
Right. I mean, we pay a lot of attention to the states that go early, which, you know, for years traditionally have been Iowa and New Hampshire. This year that changed up a little bit for the Democrats, and we saw South Carolina getting a little more attention and Nevada. But really, the first time that we get a whole bunch of states going at the same time awarding a large number of delegates for both parties is today, Super Tuesday. And it's varied over the years which states those are and how many states go. But really, for the last 30 plus years, we've had some version of Super Tuesday. And generally, not always, but generally, Super Tuesday is when we see some clarity come to the race. Like we have front runners before that. Usually by the time the dust settles on Super Tuesday, it's either clear who the winner is going to be, or we're down to one or two choices on one side or the other.
Right. And now when it comes to this election, it's rather unique. You have the obvious front runners on either side, the incumbent President Joe Biden and Donald Trump running against him, but you also have Nikki Haley still in the race. Right. Where does Maine play its own role, unique role in Super Tuesday, being a pretty purple state? Do you think that there could be any surprises when it comes to how Nikki Haley results at the end of the day?
Well, I mean, certainly that's something that a lot of people are watching, right? I mean, as you pointed out, we already know, we think at least, and barring some unforeseen circumstance, who each party's nominee is going to be, right? Donald Trump is in all likelihood going to be the Republican nominee. Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee. They're going to win the overwhelming majority, if not all of the states tonight. But eyes are on Haley to see if maybe she can win a contest or two, or if not, can she do better than expected in some states? And I think Maine is a state people are looking at because of the fact we have so many unenrolled voters, and we have a semi-open primary this year, which means that those unenrolled voters can choose to vote in either party's primary. And the Republican primary would seem to have more choice, at least in the Democratic primary.
Absolutely. And looking a little bit down the road, Nikki Haley, we've heard from her say that she's going to stay in the race as long as she's competitive. You said that after the end of today, once the dust settles, we'll really know, for the most part, who the candidates are going to be. Do you think she has a chance to stay competitive in her eyes past tonight?
Well, I mean, I think some would question whether she's really been competitive at all in the entire process. I think, and my objective view on that would be no. I think what Haley's been trying to do, and a lot of people have been speculating on this, is she playing, kind of a long game for the future and maybe a post-Trump party? Is she hanging around in the circumstance that something unforeseen happens and people have to turn to an alternative? Is she doing this out of principle, trying to give a voice to those Republicans who are so-called never-Trumpers? Unclear. Right. I don't see a path forward for her.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for joining us. We'll hear more from you in our 6:30 newscast, but in the meantime, stay tuned for your full forecast coming up after the break.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMMaine.com.
Spring is the season of rejuvenation and the perfect time to revitalize your home with Renewal by Andersen. Our spring savings event is only once a year. Call Renewal by Andersen to schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. We've installed over 4 million windows, earning us 4.7 stars in customer satisfaction. Call the number below or visit us online today. And remember, call now because these great savings end soon.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole blacklight mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyu.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Bangor, located in the Penobscot Plaza, providing custom ink by licensed artists for more than 20 years.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to start on the ice. It's a big hockey day here in Maine. Up in Orono, Maine men's hockey preparing for their final weekend of the regular season as they host UMass for a 2-game series. After splitting their weekend at Vermont, Maine still sits in third in Hockey East, but their lead is very slim. And the Minutemen sit right behind them, tied for fourth with Providence, just a measly 2 points back. The last part of the season hasn't been the best for Maine after going 9 straight games without a loss in December and January. Now they just have 3 wins in their last 8, so they know how important this weekend is.
We've put ourselves in a position where we can make some memories here, and that's, you know, like we want that for this team. These guys want that for each other, and really it just comes down to going out there and leaving it all on the ice and not worrying about things we can't control. The cards will fall where they may.
Obviously, as it came along, as I've grown to 4 years, every year has gotten kind of more important from a hockey standpoint, and now we're in a point where we have a chance to do something special this year, so I'm happy to be part of that.
All right, let's move to the high school hockey rink now. 3-seed Bangor boys hockey will play in the Class A state semifinals on Thursday in Portland after knocking off 6-seed, actually Wednesday in Portland after knocking off Marshwood in the quarterfinals. It was a 5-0 victory for the Rams with 5 different players finding the back of the net. Plus, the team has not one, but 2 semifinalists for the Travis Roy Award for the top senior in the state, Miles Randall and Jackson Gumont. This squad is deep, and that has been one of their biggest keys this season.
Our depth's a big factor of our team. We talked about it all year. You know, everyone's contributing in a way in our program, and you know, coming out with a big victory, and like I said, seeing all 3 lines put pucks in the back of that as well as the defenseman is very key for the success of the long term of the Rams.
I don't think many other teams are having 5 different goal scorers. I mean, it makes it way easier for everyone else when everyone's contributing, and I mean, it's just awesome.
If the Rams pick up the win in the semis against the 7-seeded Portland Co-op, they will make Saturday's state final game for the first time ever. They know Portland can't be taken lightly, but if they stick to what has gotten them this far, they are just one step closer to the goal they pencil in every single year.
That'd be a huge thing to do. Obviously, we have to win our next game first, and that's what I'm focusing on right now, but yeah, it'd be huge.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. That's what makes playoffs fun. It's a one-and-done game now. It's focus on showing up tomorrow and executing and playing our game.
Every year before the year starts, we all write a goal we want to accomplish, and all of us are in a state championship, so I think we can make it happen for Bangor.
All right, wishing them luck. That's all the time we have for sports, though. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you so much, Tyler. Our Maine weather is brought to you by Washington County Community College. Discover choices, create success. Don't miss out on free college. And weather-wise, look what we got going on here. The whole Northeast has some rain, even down south. We're talking Georgia. We're talking down Florida. Yes, they are experiencing some thunderstorms. So we are looking at a good amount of rain all over the country. And here in town, of course, it is raining, and we are going to continue to see that rain into those overnight hours, even into tomorrow. For tomorrow, though, much better, though. We're going to see lots of breaks in the weather. For the most part, most of that rain will be stopping, and then back into the forecast, heavy at times Wednesday night into those morning hours on Thursday, so get ready for that. And then a little bit of snow up north. Take a look at this, that rain and snow line. Of course, north of that, we're talking cooler temperatures. We are looking at that blue, which indicates some snow. And even here in town, we are looking at a little bit of snow on the back end. Very, very minimal accumulations, though, especially with the ground being very wet. Over an inch of rain here in town. Dover, Foxcroft, Greenville, even Millinocket area, we're talking over an inch. Right by the coast, you're in the same boat. We're talking Bar Harbor, Machias area, Rockland. Everybody will get over an inch of rain the next couple of days. Now, the winds are blowing from the south, of course, bringing in some of these warmer temperatures, but they're pretty light, anywhere around 5-10 mile per hour sustained winds with wind gusts around 15, even 20. That's not too bad. Temperature-wise, though, look at this. We've seen red down the board. We saw record highs, 40s into 50s, one cooler day, and then then right back up into well above average temperatures. Record highs in the area, upper 40s and even some 50s the last couple of days. Now for tonight, though, we are looking at upper 30s. Rain in the area, of course, some patchy fog, so please slow down. Visibilities will absolutely be limited. Now for tomorrow, though, we're going to warm up. We're going to see near record highs, mid-50s in the area, cloudy skies and some scattered rain showers in the area. For the most part, we're going to stay dry for tomorrow, and then rain really intensifies by those overnight hours on Wednesday into Thursday morning. Our extended forecast outlook does show possibly some rain and snow in the area on the back end on Thursday, and then look what happens right back up into the 40s by Saturday. By Sunday, though, more chances of rain and snow. Don't forget to turn up those clocks. Beth and Peter?
Alrighty, comrade, thank you so much.
And we have more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
For the first time in over 60 years, Mainers will have a chance to experience a total solar eclipse, and a group of high school students are taking full advantage of the educational opportunities this phenomenon is bringing. Our Grace Blanchard has the story.
A group of students from John Bass Memorial High School will soon get the chance of a lifetime as they are planning on traveling to Jackman to witness the upcoming total solar eclipse.
I think it's going to be awesome. I've been waiting most of my life for this event to happen, and so getting an opportunity to take this group of students with us is just going to be fantastic.
Jackman will be the base of operations for the Versen Power Astronomy Center on the day of the eclipse. Students from John Bapp's astronomy class visited the center in Orono to help them prepare for this rare event.
Educationally, of course, it does give us a chance to sort of help students understand that there is this very unique relationship between the sun, earth, and moon.
And these students say they're over the moon about the opportunity.
I never really knew how this worked, so it's really interesting to figure that out. And yeah, it's a great chance to be right here, right now.
Learning like in depth about the whole thing is also really cool. So you really forget how big, the whole universe is. So.
According to Burgess, the school plans to have a remote learning day on April 8th to give students an opportunity to travel to a place where they can experience the eclipse in its path of totality.
I hope that they have an opportunity to see something that may be a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I just hope that that this excitement can be shared with everybody in the community.
Observing a solar
Eclipses really are a special thing, but they're really special when you can share them with others. In fact, that's really my favorite thing about eclipses, is seeing others' reaction, because they are so spectacular.
For full eclipse coverage, visit our website, foxbangor.com. In Orono, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
2,500 middle and high schoolers across the country submitted their own inventions to the National STEM Challenge hosted by online curriculum service Explore. 126 students won an all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C. to showcase their inventions supporting health and medicine, space innovation, and more. And one of those 126 bright minds lives right here in Bangor. Our Doug Banks has the story.
I wanted to do something good for the earth and that was good for the people, or that can help the people.
Riley Bosco, a 9th grader at Bangor High School, is inspired to solve the problem of medical waste.
One of those things was IV bags.
In her research, she found the Cincinnati Children's Hospital uses 1,000 IV bags per day, with each bag taking approximately 450 years to degrade.
I wanted to fix that.
By replacing plastic with potato starch, her biodegradable intravenous packet would cut those 450 years down to 1.
It can be turned into like a fertilizer, so after it's done, you can just put it in the earth and it will help grow.
I love the idea that, it's a billion intravenous bags in the US alone. So imagine the impact like one person, one student can have by trying to innovate in that area.
Riley is now working to connect with a medical supply company in hopes of moving operations out of her own kitchen and helping move modern medicine into tomorrow.
You have to keep pushing through and keep trying new things and trying to create new solutions to help, because in the end it's definitely worth it.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
What an extraordinary young mind there. Well, finally tonight, when Dr. Philip Thomas was born in 1916, Woodrow Wilson was president and milk was just 36 cents a gallon. It's amazing to think about the history that he's witnessed during his more than 1 century of living. And Craig Colson was there as he celebrated a special birthday.
A small birthday celebration was held Tuesday afternoon for Dr. Philip Thomas in his Maple Street home. Senator Joe Baldacci brought a special flag and best wishes from the legislature. Others turned out to wish him well and to thank him for his service. Thomas was among those drafted during World War II as an Army flight surgeon, seeing action in Normandy and throughout the European theater. He spent the rest of his career as an anesthesiologist here in Maine and also helped deliver countless babies over the years, including Sally Enman.
He's just interesting to listen to. I mean, he brought up names that I had forgotten about. And it's like, God, you're sharper than I am.
He was busy, he was very dedicated to us and gave us a good life.
I got to ask you, because everybody's going to want to know, what is your secret? How does one to get to be 108 years old? How'd you do it?
I didn't do anything. I got a lot of outdoors, hunting, in my time off, fishing, snowmobiling, not much alcohol, not much tobacco.
You might wonder what he thinks about as he looks back at his long and very full life.
I have different things I think about. Right now it's, how in the world am I going to get my income tax done?
You and me both. In Bangor, I'm Craig Colson for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
I think it's a question many of us are confronting about this time of year, but just what an extraordinary, extraordinary life.
Yeah.
Personality, of course, we thank him for his service. It's just wonderful to see that he's still around for us to benefit from his knowledge.
Absolutely, yeah. A great moment there, and obviously someone who means so much to the community and has so many stories to tell.
Yeah, what a treasure. All
Yeah.
right, we salute you. All right, folks, well, that is going to do it for us from everyone here at ABC 7 News. Take care. We hope you have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.